incredibly excited to show you Immune. It's a little weekend thing I've been working on, but I think I'm going to continue to work on it because I'm really quite enthused by the idea. It's basically a social media experiment experience, and I don't know quite how to define it. Hopefully others can help me out with that. Um, Let me just get to it. So it's a Chrome extension right now, but this concept can apply to anything really. Um, and how do I use it? Well, if I click on this Chrome extension, it provides kind of two core experiences. The first thing is this feed, where it shows me all the comments that the people I'm following have commented. And if I click on one, it'll show me the comments of the people who I follow on that site. In this case, this gym is actually just me with testing, so it's of course not very insightful, that you'd normally find on sites like Hacker News. But yeah, so that's kind of the core experience. So very simple, but at the same time, I think very effective because it means you can kind of get some cool content from the people you're following and find out, what they find interesting and see their thoughts. But the extra cool bit is kind of how this makes sure that only those people that are following you can actually see your comments. And that includes the server, which is really cool. So how does it work? Well, encryption. But the cool part is that the extension actually handles all the encryption, and the server doesn't. So what's quite cool about this is if I go to the followers tab, we've got a few views here. You can change your name, and you can see your followers here. The important thing is these two buttons. So you can go ahead and share your identity, and I'll click on that. And that creates an identity file for you. And that basically just contains your ID on the service, and it contains a hash, which represents basically this came from me, as you normally use hashes. The important thing is that this has all happened in the extension. And this identity file, it's downloaded locally, so it's bypassing the server, and it's something that you pass to people through other means. And then when they want to follow you, I'll click follow. And if I go to my downloads, you'll see there's identity files here. So what's really cool about that is that when that person then follows you, and you go, okay, cool, I've got a follower now, what you do is you request their public key from the service. So you'll first make sure that you agree to them, so if you want them to follow you or not, so you agree or disagree. But once you've agreed, what happens is you get their public key from them that they've again generated locally, so the server doesn't know what their private key is. And then what happens is whenever you comment on something, you encrypt that with a symmetric key, and then you send that key using the public key of all of your followers to them. So what's really cool about that is that then all of your followers can read the content, but the server doesn't know what it means. What's also really cool, and this is something that I want to add at some point, is that because you're using the encryption key, this actually does mean you could have reply chains. So right now these are just comments, but you can imagine cool reply chains. What I really like about this approach is that first of all, here's the code, and this will be in the description, and you can quickly grab that, which is really cool. And what's really cool about that is that I've got a server right now hosted that you can all use, but if you don't trust my code, and rightfully so, if you don't trust that I'm a safe source, well then go ahead and just install the extension yourself, which is really cool, and you can still use the same backend service, and you can look through the code and make sure you're happy with it, which I think is really, really rad. This is being submitted to the Chrome Web Store right now, but I'm just really enthusiastic and I wanted to share it with people, so I just thought I'd share the code in the meantime while it's still submitting, and anyone who's really interested in looking at it can. And yeah, that's Immune. I think it's a really cool little idea, and I'm really excited to hopefully get others on board to join me in creating this thing. Thank you.